Hey YouTube, this is MIgardener back with end of week 24 update. We're here with the wonderful pepper plants so far, and they're just putting on a ton more peppers. We harvested all the peppers off this plant, and sorry it's a little sunny, but it's just a wonderful day out. This pepper plant's putting out a lot of peppers. This one, I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it's kind of hard to see with the light, but it is changing colors. It has a wonderful, nice kind of maroon color to it, not really a red, but more of a like a brownish red. Coming over here to the Sweet 100, we're getting there. Got just a little more to go. I'm pretty excited. I'm hoping we're gonna get there, but the season's almost winding down. We're in August almost, and you know, they're gonna start slowing down. So I'm gonna have to boost it with compost tea and stuff. And we've harvested probably about I think 15 tomatoes off that plant so far. Here's the yellow pear, loaded down. These are the neatest little tomatoes. I would really encourage everyone to grow heirlooms rather than hybrids. The only exception is the Sweet 100 because it tastes so amazing, but really you don't get the flavor and the cool designs like you do with the heirlooms, so you should definitely try to grow some of those. Now coming over here, we have the dying squash plant. We had some squash bugs get in here. I managed to nurture it back to life, and as you can see, lots of little new growth. So we're going to see what comes of this. It was dying off really quickly, and I exterminated the squash bugs from inside the plant and brought it back to life. Here is this is the pineapple that we grew, and as you can see, nature always has a way of working its course. The pineapple would not grow out of the top here, so instead it forced a sucker out of the side. So cool. And here's this one, and this one's putting out lots of new growth there. Hopefully you can see, man, there you go, right there. All that new growth is coming out, and it's gonna grow really well. Over here is the Mr. Stripey. I've already harvested one tomato off of it, but we got this pretty decent size Mr. Stripey, and then this Mega Bloom. A Mega Bloom is basically 2 or more flowers deformed that each grow a tomato but are all conjoined, getting you one massive tomato. Here's another one. I've noticed that the Mr. Stripeys are, since they're an heirloom, you get a lot of the deformities and the mutations that are still tomatoes, but you get bigger, heavier, meatier, great tasting tomatoes. Here is finally the Rosa Bienza eggplant, finally putting out flowers. Really happy for that. It's doing great. Here's another zucchini, or it's not zucchini, sorry, summer squash, that has one zucchini on, one summer squash on. Sorry, geez, they're so alike that it doesn't really matter in my eyes. They all taste great. But this also had squash bugs on it, and one of the tall tale signs for squash bugs is you'll see a little kind of a yellowish orange foam coming out of the stems when you cut them back, and then you can exterminate the squash bugs, but I don't have time to explain that whole process to you. Here's some more summer squash. These are coming along really great, really healthy. Got 3 in there, tightly packed, but still working out great. Bell peppers here, really putting out a lot of flowers, and peas kind of winding down, but still getting some. And the lettuce actually came back from when I cut it all back. It came back, and we've actually been harvesting some pretty decent lettuce before it goes to seed. So now I'm going to show you the tomato plants over there, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so we're back with these tomatoes, and this is the Rutgers, and as you can see, that's a big tomato right there. That's a heavy one. We're guessing that's probably 1.5 pounds. It's got some meat to it. Then here is the black cherry, and these are actually a pretty decent sized cherry right there. This is the white cherry. And got some ripe ones, and I'm surprised this isn't actually white. It's kind of like a cream color. So anyone who thinks that they're getting a actually white cherry tomato when they buy this, be aware that it's actually not a white tomato. I thought it'd be kind of like a ghost white, but anyways, here's the patio tomato. Getting some ripe ones on there. Already harvested one. Got a little blight issue I might need to take care of, but not a big deal right now. I'll take care of it later. And putting out a lot more flowers, a lot more fruit, and as you can see, a lot more coming on. So got a lot more life out of this plant to go. So now I'm going to go into the back garden. I'll show you what's growing on back there. Alright, so you may hear the race boats in the background, but don't let that distract you from this beautiful sight here. We are so happy to have this growing and just really going to life here. The basil has just really taken off. We've gotten so much basil out of this. Thyme doing really great. Underneath the Badine hot peppers, as you can see they're setting some peppers, which is good. Also, we got a Corsica mint here. It got burnt by the hot sun because we've had a couple 90 plus, almost 100 degree days. The dill has come up, which is right here, but it's kind of been taken out by the cilantro, and or partially, sorry. Cilantro is over there. Now next year I'm definitely gonna have to separate them. That was kind of a mistake on my part, but we'll find out eventually and stuff, so not a big deal. Then also, here's some more Badine hot peppers, really growing out, really turning really nice. And over here is my volunteer tomato garden. I really don't like killing off the volunteer plants because they took the time to grow for me, so I plant them in pots, and then I found out this one has to be a determinant because it's such a thick stem, and we're just free ranging them. We're not even worrying about caging them. This one has kind of a cool little point to it, and we'll never know what varieties they are. We can only guess. Here's the grape tomato. This is just a little grape tomato, and we actually got this out of a store-bought box of grape tomatoes. They're growing really well. They're just thick on here. As you can see, they're just prolific producers. Definitely going to save the seeds, see what I can get next year, but as you can see, they're just loaded down. Loaded down over here. Over here is the pink brandywines. Got quite a few in there. And here's the star of the show right here. At least a 1.5 to 2 pound tomato. And there's an even bigger one right there. Now that one is at least 2 pounds. That's a whopper. But coming over here, if I can squeeze myself in this bed, we got these pretty close in here, but hey, we're maximizing space, which is key. Got lots of beefsteak just loaded down. I don't know if you can see in there, but just clumps and clumps of tomatoes walking through here. We can see there's just more clumps of beefsteak. Just tons and tons of beefsteak over here. Everywhere you look. Here's the McDonald's Delight, and yes, this thing is still fruiting, and it's loaded down too. We got get through here. It's just loaded with tomatoes. As you can see right there, tons and tons of tomatoes. Another one right there. Some right there, and some right there as well. And then over here, just another bunch of clumps. And that's 3 plants, mind you. This is 3 plants. McDonald's Delight, just putting out tons of flowers. This is definitely a prolific producer, but I believe it is a determinant tomato because as you can see here, this is a sucker, but there is the main branch and there's a leaf, which means it's not going to grow anymore unless the sucker takes off, which I'm not going to cut my suckers, so maybe I might get a little more out of it. But as of now, that's what I'm going to get out of that plant. So I really do like it. I'm really actually going to save the seeds and grow it next year because I am worrying about heirlooming it. Here's again another great shot of all the beefsteak. As you can see, just so many you can't even count. But yeah, our eggplant kind of got a little shaded out, but it's still growing. We might get a couple. We should have put them on the ends. We weren't really thinking. Peppers here, we've already given away, I think, 15 peppers. We've eaten so many peppers as well. Got lots of beautiful peppers in here. Great sized peppers as well. Just loaded down. Really happy about that. Got a couple colored peppers as well. We had a couple purple peppers and whatnot. And as you can see, just doing really great. Here's the giant Marconi. Thank you, Ray, for the seeds. That is a whopper of a pepper right there. That's bigger than my hand, and as you can see, that's got some nice size to it. The one problem I might add that we've been having is slugs. They actually like the peppers, so I'm gonna have to go get some more slug dough Here's the pepperoncini. We made some pickled peppers the other day. Did not think to make a video of it, but we did do some pickled peppers. We also made some pickled green beans. Bree likes those, me not so much, but they were just loaded down. There's some more little ones coming on. As soon as we picked them, there's more flowers coming on, so we are not in any short supply of pepperoncini peppers. Harvested some jalapenos the other day as well, so we are definitely making some progress on our wishes for produce this year. Here's another McDonald's Delight, another McDonald's Delight, and another one. And sorry, like I said, if you can hear that boat in the background, we have the offshore boat races this week, River Fest, and yeah, it's a blast. But like I said, our town grows into a madhouse for a couple days, so it's pretty crazy. Now this is the Ace 55 tomato, and I'll walk around so you can see these better, but there's lots of flowers on those ones, which I'll get to in a second. But as we're walking around, there's some nice tomatoes on the Ace 55. Here's some nice tomatoes on the Fantastic. Also got some nice tomatoes down there. Here's another couple pink brandywines. Put on some flowers right there. And here is the Super Marmond. There's 3 of those, really doing nice. They're kind of bizarre. I thought this was diseased at first, and then I looked up a Super Marmond leaf, and they're bizarre looking, but that's how they look. Here is the Romas. Not putting out any flowers yet, or no, not Roma, sorry, San Marzano. San Marzanos are putting out some peppers, as you can see right there. Got their fantastic weird shape. There's a better one. They're just funky look. They're weird. I don't know. They're a little odd, but here is the Roma right there. Then here is the what is this? Hartman's yellow gooseberry. Got some little yellow gooseberries. Here's the Praxis cherry. There you go, Ray. It's finally putting on some flowers, and I might add, still the greenest tomato plant I own. Peppers, we got all these, like I said, at the greenhouse in our previous video. 75% off. Really can't beat it. I mean, seriously, 15 cents a plant. I already have made my money's worth just harvesting 2 peppers, and these are the wonderful Anaheim chili peppers. Over here is the cauliflower. Has not put anything out yet. We're hoping it's going to put out something pretty soon, but no rush. We're not rushing. Banana peppers definitely have been great producers this year. The awesome cayenne pepper, definitely sweet, really awesome. I love that curly Q. It's my favorite one right there. And like I said, it's just loaded down. It's got probably 30 peppers on that. Onions, winding down. Did not get the size that we would have hoped, but an onion is an onion, and definitely not disappointed. I'm not disappointed whatsoever. Swiss chard, looking really great. We got, I think 15 plants. Yeah, 15 plants.